What's wrong with y'all? We only want what's best for you. I know it sounds cliche, but it's the reality. I don't know any teacher who feels good at students failing. It, Teaching doesn't pay enough to make us just sit around and watch people fail. Like we'll just find something to do with our lives. Like, yeah. So yeah, you can rest assured that your teacher, most important thing for him, he wants you to pass. And he's probably going to all those unnecessary meetings with your principal who, oh, we look at the data, and when we look, Jade is supposed to be getting this, but at the moment, Jade is only getting this. Those annoying meetings. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that my IT teacher does not do that. As a matter of fact, I doubt he has ever been to a teacher principal meeting. He does not go to those. He says that they are unnecessary.
Yeah, we agree. At least we agree on that. I think some of those meetings are necessary. Um, they are necessary for new teachers, people who are just into the profession and are trying to be mentored into someone great. It's good for them, but usually very bad for people like us. Yeah, that's the reality. Okay. All right. So today we are going to be looking at interface, user interface. Uh, and of course, my presentation is already uploaded and not downloaded, so it will look like this. Right? So we'll be speaking about user interface in this session. All right. So tell me what you know about user interface. What do you know about it?
The user interface would refer to how the user interacts with the computer.
Okay. All right. So that's interface, and user interface is whatever we have that allows us to interact with the motherboard, because ultimately the computer is really the motherboard. That's the main circuit. And so we end up having physical, and we also have which we call hardware, and we also have software. All right, so very good. So all computers, and the fact we need to know is that all computer must be usable. You must be able to use a computer. All right, whether that's a phone, whether that is uh, your embedded system in your car, you need to be able to press that button and get it working. What's the point of having something that doesn't solve a real world problem? All right. So that's why we need a way to interact. Yes. And of course, when we interact, we are able to control what tasks they perform. And of course, all technology is intended to solve some human problem. There's something that we can't bother with doing, that we want a technology that does it easier for us. So, to achieve this, computer requires user interfaces, which are systems that allow communication between the user and the computer. So, we think of the user interface as that middleman between the computer system itself and the person that wants to get the task actually done. Another way we could phrase it, we could say it acts as a bridge between the user and, of course, the hardware and also the software, because many times people forget that the software also need to be handled. All right. And so interfaces can be hardware based, as I alluded to earlier, which means your physical devices. So keyboard is an interface. Yeah. It allows us to type or to get the computer to do something. Touchscreen on your smartphones. Yes, it allows us to interact, to view, to pinch, to zoom, all of those. All right, so those are hardware type. But there's also software based, which we'll revise closer in this lesson. So we have command line, we have menus, and of course we have graphical interfaces. And as I said again, the main purpose of having user interface is to make interaction with the device efficient, understandable, and also user friendly. All right. So it now takes us to the place where we want to get the best, because people want the best experience when they are using a device. That's why we didn't settle with having 3310. You guys know what 3310 phone used to look like? You don't know? Come on,
No.
Google 3310 Nokia 3310, and look at that big. Look for the yellow and black Motorola. Ah, yes, and we tell the phone that used to run things. Razor, yeah, Razor. One like a flat phone where you just flip over. Look at those phones, right? We didn't settle with those, and the reason why we didn't settle, people want to have a better, a greater experience. All right. And so while Nokia could allow us, it has some very small buttons. And if your fingers are as big as mine, you would know those keys aren't for us. It's very difficult to maneuver. The keys are also very stiff. You had to have strength to push those buttons down, right? So they were the best means of interaction. So hence the reason why developers continue to look at ways to give users the best experience. Because the reality is, if you're going to stay alive in the technology world, you need to be providing the best and most efficient way for people to interact. Another thing that we noticed with those Nokia, they could only make phone calls and text messages, right? So it's almost like it had a menu-driven style of things, some options that they choose from. People wanted phones that were similar to their computers. I should be able to do the same thing that is on my computer. So we need to ensure that we create that. And so what we saw is that because of this desire for better experience, user interfaces, be it physical or software, continues to evolve. All right, cool.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Colton. Good to see you. I thought you were trying to skip class to go
No,
and
sir, I
watch
was having some
football.
technical difficulties.
Oh, I thought you were trying to watch football, but we're not going to talk about football today because I don't want Jade
Sir,
to
my
be
match
upset.
starts in 15 minutes, you know.
See?
My match starts in 15 minutes.
Nice. I've already watched the one I want to watch. The two I
Man
wanted to
City.
watch. And an Arsenal. And I got the results I needed. Anyways, let's not pressure Jade because she's going to start wanting to know what we're talking about, and she's going to go looking up football this evening. So if we could summate all of what I mentioned earlier about interface, we could then say that the interface refers to the point of interaction between the user and the computer system, allowing for communication and control. All right, so user interface allow the user to have some form of control and to be able to communicate with the system itself. All right, and of course, it is the way that the user gives instruction to the computers and receive feedback. And when it comes on to software interface, it is the operating system that provides this functionality. We'll speak more about operating system, um, yeah, if we get time to. All right, cool. So once having established what user interface is, we also need to be able to summate nicely what would be the purpose of interfaces. Why do we need them? And I would put them into three simple points. All right. They translate human actions into machine instructions. So I am pressing a key, but it is the user interface that carries out the actual instruction that needs to be executed. They provide feedback from the computer to the user. All right. So whether that's me seeing something on the screen or whether I am getting a vibration on my phone, we call that haptic feedback, or I'm seeing some light, or when your notification come in and they give a little ding and little light at the side go ping 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 ping. Yes. All right. So we refer to all of that. It's the user interface that allows all of that to take place. All right. But the most important point I would make is that they make computing tasks efficient, accurate, and user friendly. That is why we need interfaces. All right, cool. So we already pointed that and pointed to that earlier. So we have, as I said, physical interfaces. Those are your hardware devices that allows you to interact with the computer. So physical devices that enable you to input. So that's like your keyboard, it's your touch screen, it's your mouse, it is your specialized keyboard. All right. I know we cover these things in input device, but most times when we do, people seem to forget that there are also interfaces. They help the user to be able to interact. So it's very important that we are able to streamline that knowledge. And of course, there's a software interfaces, and these are just programs or methods that allow users to interact with the operating system or with other application. And I want to look at them in a more practical sense in a little while. Command line interface is the main one, manageable interface, graphical user interface, and touch interface. So I want to own in a bit because these are on your curriculum. So I want to make sure that we actually cover these ones. Um, so your syllabus requires to talk about touch screens. All right. Is there anybody in here who have never seen touch screen, never interacted with any form of touch screen before? All right, cool. All right, there's something with up on the screen. When I using finger and touch and slide and interact, we refer to that as touch screen. Nice. So touch screens are a type of hardware user interface that allows users to interact directly with a device by touching its display screen rather than using the mouse, keyboard, and other input device. Now, I think about a desktop computer, right? From time to time in my classroom, I have to take the register and we do it on the computer. I don't know what you guys do in Westwood and York Castle, but in my neck of the wood, we do that on a computer. Now, now, one disadvantage with that ruins my experience, is that I have to sit at my desk and literally call student name. I have to be in a fixed position. Now, if you know me, Jody, I am not a teacher who sits one place. I am a teacher who do kung fu in class. I jump on desk and chair. I run around class. I do lots of things. So I am always doing something. I'm always not taking the register on time, and I am always getting like a notification from those who supervise me to tell me, remember to take your register, which means that if they were going to fire me, they'll fire me already because it would look like I'm having a bad day. But they could help me to solve that problem because clearly I want to do the job. But they need to give me a type of interface that allows me to be on the go. Maybe give me some iPad instead that I can be moving around and tip, tip, tip while I'm jumping on the desk and responding and helping students. Because as a teacher, I don't think my job is to sit at a desk to do administrative work. I think they should employ people to come and mark register. My job is to get the students to actually learn. All right. So maybe they could solve that problem by creating using touchscreen. Give us iPads that we can actually use. No, there's another thing. I don't like to just give people assessment which is just paper based. Sometimes I want to be able to give students presentations and I want them to be able to respond. I don't have the time to be sitting there with a keyboard, a desktop that is uncomfortable trying to type this up. A better interface would have probably be touch screen, but just touch something, zoom up something, slide down something, and some things work, I think. In fact, they should allow me to do what is called, because there's also what is called natural language interface, where things like Siri, where we can speak to Siri and Siri respond. No, Siri, right? I know this guy listening. I just ask me ask. Y'all know Siri, right? And Alexa. Cool. All right, cool. So those technologies use a type of interface called natural language interface. And so they allow us to speak into it, and those instructions are translated into computer instruction. So I could see where in a classroom, right, if I am giving students presentation, what if there was some system they could give me, Colton, that would allow me while I'm explaining to the student and giving feedback and say, Jade, well done. I thought your voice input was quite positive. It was strong. That explanation was sound. It would save me time to tell Jade that and then to go and type it up again. Right? If I had some interface that captured my sound and translate that into results, my life as a teacher would be so much better. All right. And that's where you who are studying IT now comes in. You must become the inventors of tomorrow. That makes teachers like myself lives much better. We cannot continue to do school the same old way. We got to step up, which is why I say to teachers, let us not fight students who want to use AI. Let's teach them how to appreciate AI and do it properly. And then, of course, continue the development because trust me, the everything that we have now. There was one when I was in school, teachers used to be opposed to us
Many
using
years
Google.
ago.
Teachers were opposed to us using Google because they thought we weren't thinking anymore. And that might be true if we try to use the technology in some old ways. But if we find more skillful ways of adapting our style of teaching, we still get the students to be to be challenged. All right, cool. So that's touchscreen. Now, some of the key features of touchscreen, right? And so in the exam, you could probably be asked to explain what are the key features of touchscreen that makes it user interface. Well, these are key 3 points. I like to give like just 2 points, yeah? So you have direct interaction, right? So you can select options, you can enter data by simple tapping, zooming, sliding. You can control applications by tapping, by swiping, by pinching on the screen to zoom out, to zoom in. All of that is quite effective. That's a much better experience than trying to ask person to sit at a boring desktop and try to type things up. All right, good. Now, another thing you need to point out when you do explain the features is the input and output that is combined. So that's one of the things that is unique about touchscreen. It is going to save you space. You don't have to have a big old desk with a space for the keyboard, a space for the mouse, and then a big old space for the big old monitor, right? If if everything is combined into one, where you can do input and output in that same small space on your smartphone or on your iPad, you're saving space. It's more efficient. You're able to carry it about. It's portable. You know, yeah, it's simple to carry about, and people are always looking for. When we think about the advancement of technology, we are thinking about not things that are big and taking up space. We're looking at things that become small, sizable, that can fit in our pockets and fit in for the ladies in their handbags, right? Jade, you carry handbag, Jade, or you think that's old people things?
Of course, I carry handbags, sir.
That's what you take to school with your books and stuff, or you bring enough stock?
Depends. Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Okay, nice. All right, I'm happy that Jamaica step up in her life and allowing young ladies to be young ladies and carry handbag to school. As back in the days, we'd tell them that they must have an upstack, Yeah, that kind of thing. So, some common uses of touchscreen, you already know, smartphones, tablets, the modern day ATMs now. You know none of them where touchscreen?
Yes, sir.
You go in an ATM, Colt, and you have money. Who send in an ATM?
Yeah, sir. Sir, of course.
Oh, all right, nice. Well, right, good. And everybody know what a kiosk is, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So you go foreign already, Colton. You and Jade, you go foreign.
Yes, sir.
Also, when you come back and you reach on a Montego Bay, you have a little space, so them now,
Yes,
no,
sir.
them send you go push your passport and take a little picture and all them something there. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
kiosk.
It's a very
Kiosk.
annoying task.
It's a very annoying task. We're trying to make life
Yes.
easier. All right, cool. And of course, we have point of sale system, quite more old fashioned technology, but still technology. Way, that's the one that is you would find in the cashier, those more advanced one. So they don't, most of them now have touch screen and not, you just tap on there to select what you want. All right, good. So just to point out the advantages again. So on a multiple choice paper, you might be asked identify advantages of touchscreen, sure you'll be able to talk these through. They're not that complicated. Yeah, so it's quite intuitive and easy to use, convenient, yeah, efficient. It saves space as I was alluding to earlier. So there's no need to have a separate input device to the mouse or keyboard. And of course, this is the best part about it. It is a portable device. So like Mr. Roberts, can run around in class and still get the mark and update, register, and do all of those things on the go. My life would be so much better if the school step up in our life. All right. And of course we talk about public ATMs and kiosks already. Now there are some disadvantages to these. You'll realize that these would be more costly than your 3310, your Motorola, your very old phone. In fact, do you know the phone that we used to call Chuck Catch? Jesus. Cable and wireless used to have one phone big so. No, no, that's not Chuck. That can't catch not even a bicycle that can stop. So I have this big phone that have a big old pole at the top and you drive right up and you shout down the whole place. Jade, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And there's no sound. All right, cool. So what we realize is that with more advanced technology, with better interface, what we are finding out is that these technology, they are more expensive. They cost a little bit more. All right. Another thing we point out, you'll observe that with your smartphone, susceptible to scratches. So likely that your phone going to get scratched or you're going to drop it and break it because Colton look like him play football with him smartphone. So you scratch, crack the screen. Right, great. And
Sir,
some
the
people
front screen is perfectly fine, sir. It's the back glass.
see it there now. And then some people might work in construction, them fingerprint have some serious, will scratch a screen. Right? And so they're likely, yeah, they're likely and easier to get damaged. And so, so I would say then smartphone is not for everybody. Touchscreen is not for everybody. Some people probably should get 3310. And maybe that's why some of the older folks them stick to them 3310 because those can manage hard life. They can manage farming. Yeah, nice. And so they are not ideal for tasks that require high precision and large amount of text input, like I said. So you wouldn't need you to use an iPad to type a 3,000 word essay. It wouldn't be what you use to type up your PhD dissertation, right? It's just not ideal. That's too much typing and things. So it's more of a short text and quick messages that you want to capture. All right.
Sir, I
Cool.
find long typing easier on my phone rather than my laptop.
You see, because you know some weird young people, come from the weirder generation. That's why you think so. I am sure your mother would agree with me that that's a very
It's easier
weird
to reach the
perspective.
letters, sir. It's easier to navigate.
That's a text message probably, but think about typing up your computer science essay. Like,
Sir, I've done that multiple times.
oh gosh, man, if I was your teacher, you'll be standing nauticon a lot. All right, cool.
But I'd still have my assignment.
Still have your assignment, but I think it's not going to
I
be
still
in
have
the
my
best quality.
assignment.
I don't
Typing it.
think it's going to be the best quality. I just don't think so. I just think that too much work going to get to have a state of present that is presentable, by the way. All right. I mean, you young people are weird still, so probably. All right. Um, so the other one that's on your syllabus meant for us to speak about is specialized keyboard. Now, this is of course designed for specific task or application rather than general typing. All right. And of course, in
Can
some
also
of
be used
them,
for people with disabilities.
the one on the board, the one that is on screen now.
Special, not that one, but specialized keyboards in general.
Um, well, yeah, well, different people will have keyboard that is custom made to meet their needs and specialized. Absolutely. Why do you think we might have that one? What kind of keyboard is that?
What kind of? Say that again, sir.
What kind of keyboard is that? And who would use that keyboard?
The one on the screen, sir.
Yep. Hmm?
I don't know, sir.
All right. You ever hear one word named ergonomics?
Yes, sir.
What that mean?
Comfort and
Ah, nice. So that's an ergonomics specialized keyboard. One of the problem that you have if you have to do lengthy typing. When I lived in Jamaica, as I said, most of what we did in Jamaica, computer was just fresh. And so the principals were frightened to see computer. And so they want everybody to become PowerPoint jockeys. And you have to type up PowerPoints and all these nonsense that teachers have to do. And what I end up having from that, and at the time I was serving as a military, I was a part of the military at the time, but then I joined the reserve after a while because I wanted to also be able to have a regular teaching job. So I developed something called carpal tunnel syndrome. I don't know what that is.
yes, sir. Yes,
Ah,
sir. I learned it in IT last year.
nice. Two big old bump in my wrist. And whenever it's cold, it's painful. And so I was in a certain place in Montego Bay, them time me a soldier, and there was a shootout, and me a carry my gun. Yeah man, I'm M16, my 6 pants drop right out of my hand. Because my, my carpal tunnel syndrome decided to act up. So I just want to let the people know. That's why people like me need some for typing. I need
Yeah,
specialized.
M16, sir.
Yeah, I'm
So
6 pants.
after that,
Say again.
you run. What happened after? Did you
Who
get
me
up and
can't
run?
do nothing. Almost a me a drop and cry creek cause a good thing a man them run left me then nobody beat me up. It's a sickly soldier. Yeah man, when the man them start drop some can, I'm decide to respond my gun drop. Yeah man. So such is a thing, with technology. And that is why we continue to ask for better interface. We don't want more soldiers to become sick from typing, and so their lives become at risk. So we need more comforting devices, as we see here. And obviously, I'd prefer to be able to speak and get computer to react than having to type. All right, cool. So most specialized keyboards will have some extra special keys. They will have custom layouts, as you would see with this one. And of course, they will have features that help to make the process of typing more efficient for the user itself. All right. So if we could just talk about some of the features that you'd probably see in a specialized keyboard, you could get this as a multiple choice question, right? So you're expecting to see some form of extra buttons that are for shortcuts. You're expecting the computer to be able to do some, specialized functions that makes it just easier. The older computers before these they didn't have functions like Control C that you could copy and Control A that you could select, stuff like those. So it is in response to these challenges that they keep improving on the interfaces just so that the user can have a very good experience. All right. We also notice that some of them will have unique layouts, as with the one I showed you before. But there are several other types of specialized keyboards, some that are just designed for gaming. If you go, have you been to like a real game shop? When I thought the man them was just set up some TV and console. Talk to me now, man, because when you sound like when you got firing regular. So me I make sure so me check in.
Answer. When I go overseas, I don't go to game
You know, go on a
stores.
game shop. You know,
No,
go do little bowling.
no,
Yes,
I go
sir.
to
Bowling, sir. Yes, sir.
the mall and I
I'm
shop
not
for
gonna
clothes.
drop like a kind or something and go play
Yes,
the
sir.
merry go kart with them fancy keyboard
Yes,
and stuff.
sir.
That we
Yes,
Yes.
talking
sir.
about. You know, if you take a trip to England, Jade, take a trip come.
Fun. It's sir. It's
Me-
fun, you know. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It's
I'll
fun.
I'll
Definitely,
I'll
sir.
sponsor you to Southend and see. So you go spend one whole night in the go
Are you going to
Pig.
sponsor me? Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Sir, you're
nice.
too
But yeah,
Thanks, sir.
but
Thank
you
you.
have to come, you have to come to the sponsor. You have to
okay.
find you have to find a way. So when I reach England, call me and remind me of the sponsor. You know, some sponsor you. So you can go have some fun. All right, great. Um, and of course, if you have specialized keyboard, depending on the type of person who are using it, you want it to be more durable, right? And so they are built to withstand heavy use in certain environments. So let's say they were building specialized keyboard to work in a factory. You know things can fall down on keyboard and damage it, and you know water and dust and all those things can destroy. So they want to make sure that these things are safe and efficient. All right, cool. Now, what are then the advantages? We can just think about some. It improves efficiency of specialized tasks. It reduces time spent navigating menus and typing commands. It can include features like macros for automation. Have certain amount of shortcut that makes it much efficient for you to get the task done. And of course, as we spoke about a lot of things we spoke about earlier, it just help different kind of persons to be able to function and interact with technology more efficiently. But of course, again, everything has that have advantages also have disadvantages. So when we compare this to some standard keyboards, the cost is going to be higher. You're not going to get some specialized ergonomics keyboard to use for cheap. You gotta pay for it. All right. Disadvantage again, there's still a limited flexibility for general use, right? Because even with a keyboard, it doesn't answer all the needs you actually have, or most of the needs you have when capturing data. I'm sure that I would much prefer to speak, and I have some technology that is just recording what I'm saying and just typing it out for me, correcting the grammar, and doing all of that for me. I just wish that was available. No, nothing that we are going to notice is that in order for you to use these specialized keyboards, like with any new piece of technology, you will need some form of training. Yes, you will need to learn how to use it. You need to familiarize yourself with the layout and to be able to do it efficiently. All right. So there goes covering the hardware interface. Obviously, there are lots more, but I think you guys are already familiar with things like mouse and all those things. So no need to go over those. But yeah, just always remember that this is about allowing people to work more efficiently, providing great user-friendly experience. So we're going to switch now to talking about some of the software one that's likely to be on your exam. All right, so the first one we have is command line interface, and all of you know about this already. All right, so
Used
command
for
line.
hacking, sir.
Well, this is not for hacking. This is actually this allows you to give commands to the computer. But as you realize, it is quite text-based, which means it is not the easiest to use. So let's do a little bit of practice. In your computer, just anywhere search there, some search there on your computer, look for it. Just type command prompt. Command prompt. So let's try to use a command prompt. At the moment, your computer automatically uses the graphical user interface. So that is why you can go about and click and select and all those things. Let's try to use the command line interface, all right, which is the command prompt. All right? Let me know if you have it up. You have it? Thumbs up. Have you found it? Why my class not talk to me? Understand? One.
Yes, sir.
All right, nice. So what we're going to do now, we're going to give some basic commands because what I'm going to show you is that everything here, notice with this interface. Now, from this, you can control the entire computer. From this, you can do everything that you do on the computer. but the difference is difficult to use. And you also have to be familiar with the commands. You have to have been taught in this to be able to use it efficiently. So we're going to do some basic instruction on there and just see what they do. All right. Um, some basic ones, and then we see what they do and observe. All right. So I'm going to start with um. All right. So let's say I want all the files that are in a current folder to be displayed. Right. I can use the command dir. So dir. So type dir and just press enter. See what happens. All right. So what this should do is tell you all the different programs that are open on your computer and what time they were open. If I was using the graphical user interface, I'd just go on the thing and I could see the time beside it and when it was open, and I would see my pictures, I would see some folders, I would see some things that are visual, some icons, some pictures. But notice here, it's all text based. Show me, as per mine, show me that I have documents open, I have downloads, I have desktop, I have my contacts, I have my music, I have my pictures, I have some save games, all of that, right? So that's display. Now, let's say I want to clear the screen, right? I want to clear the screen. So I'm going to use CLS. So if you notice here, all text based, not very user friendly, but it does allow you to use it to give instruction to the computer. So notice my screen is now cleared. All right. What if I was in a certain directory or a folder? We'd call it directory. Yeah. And I want to change that. I would just type CD, which stands for change directory. So just go ahead and type CD and press enter and see what happens. All right. So this is my main our central account. If you notice, it's called users, and for me, it is Nico. I don't know what yours say. It's depending on what you gave your account when you were setting it up, but it will show you. And then, of course, allow us to share. All right, we can clear the screen again. So CLS, clear our screen. Um, Another one that we could try is we could use Echo to print out a message, for example. Let's try Echo. And it will just type something like Echo is on. So let's say that's what I would want to type. I could just do this by just going to Word and click two things and type two things. It would be much easier rather than remembering instructions. What if I want to find the host name to find out which account? Some persons have computers that you share with your parents, and your parents have their own account, and you have your own account, right? So we could have find out which account you're on. All right, so we could type host name or press enter. And if you notice, it go ahead, that's what mine is called. That's the name of my laptop, and that's the host name of that device there. All right, cool. What if I want to do something like I want the time, I want the current time to be showed on the system? Could I just look on one clock on the actual graphical user interface now? Now me have to type commands. Look at that. So now I use time. And here it show me that where I am at in the world, it's now 5:47:32. All right, cool. All right, cool. I could also use it to show the current date. So let's clear my screen first. Um, mm, CLS, probably. Look for me and my thing, you know. Press enter to skip. Right. Press enter to skip it, and then we do now date. Let's say I wanted to go for the
Oh,
date.
sir,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using iOS, so what you're doing I cannot do due to the difference in interface.
Oh, you have
So
to go find.
again, I have to so again I have to explore.
Yeah. Yeah, me no remember what your prompt name. True rest are we not expensive like you. You Spintos. Me don't remember what yours be. Hold on. I look what prompt name on yours. Ooh, I think them call it shell. Or type terminal or see if terminal comes up for you. But maybe that's the name. And you should be able to use the same commands and get some of those. Right?
Sir,
Um
I've been using them. I found it, but I can't use the commands
you can use
that
it.
you're now.
Oh. But you should be able to use date. Date, host name, I think, should be on yours.
Um, I see last login, my and the name of my the name of my laptop, sir,
Right.
with a
You got that.
percentage sign, with a percentage sign.
Yeah, that's the host name.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. We could also type a command called who am I? Let's see what you have called, what you have set up the account and give what name did you give give to your account. All right. Apparently I've called myself Nico. See? So this is the laptop brand, laptop, and of course tells me it's called Nico. All right. So yeah, the point I just wanted to get across here is that this is what people would literally be seeing if we never have the graphical user interface. We would just have this black screen and with a type of all our instruction that we want to get done through this, including typing up your essay and all them something there, you know. And this would take you a lot longer. It is not as user friendly, and this mainly for people who are pros, people who actually know how to use this. Because maybe before today you probably never you see that black screen there, you wonder if I hack the mark your computer, right? Because you probably never know what it was used for. But this was actually what people would use before we had graphical user interface, before we had menu driven. So that's what they would use to provide prompts and get different instructions. So this is how they would interact with computer. And we can all agree that this is not very user friendly. All right, everybody nice? We good?
Yes, sir.
All right, fabulous. So back to what I was saying now. So notice that with the exercise we just did, yeah, it basically allowed the user to interact with the computer by typing text commands into a console that we just see or terminal. So I think yours is called terminal, ours is a command prompt. All right, rather than using graphical elements. So if you look up here now, let's say you see my screen, you see my mouse, you see my mouse, right? So graphical is interface.
Yes,
Notice
sir.
I see an actual printer. You see, I got menus, you know. I have things I can actually visualize and see. Hence why GUI is much easier. You know, if you have no special skill to see that you can press that. In fact, I have a 2-year-old son who just run things on his iPad. Just do him what do. Nobody not need nobody's help. You know? Yeah. And he's 2 and tell me, no, daddy, not right. No, daddy. Yes. You don't need no expertise. But give that same 2-year-old that the black screen here and say, go ahead and interact. Type up an essay, find this program, find this thing, clear your screen. They would not be able to. All right. So some things to remember, and this is key because you might be asked which user interface is text-based. So that's command line. So users enters commands as text and receive text output. So you notice we don't get no music, we don't get no video. Output is always text. All right. There's also what we call direct control, so it provides powerful access to the system function. So yeah, if you know the instruction that you need and you give it, the computer will respond right away. But very few people even know that that is on their computer because everybody stick to using the graphical user interface. All right. And of course, we just did the Windows command prompt. Mac OS is a Mac OS terminal, as you would see. And if you're using Linux terminal, Linux operating system, it would be Linux terminal. So they're the same thing there. Okay, cool. So let's look at what are some advantages of using this. Because something most good about it. Because before we evolve from using CLI, right, as our main way of interacting with a computer, there must have been something that was good about it. So very fast experience for users. You notice as we type the text and press enter, it not even wait, it just respond. That's good about it. All right. It also requires minimal system resources. I just a few keys I may type, me don't need no mouse. But just need the keys I need to type and an enter button and it will work. And of course, it is ideal for automation and scripting. So if I'm doing things like that, it's good for that. All right, cool. Let's look at the disadvantages. Hmm. So if you're a new learner, like no, yeah, it is going to be difficult to learn at first. Steep, hard to learn. All right. And of course, it requires us to memorize the commands. Tell me some commands from what we just did and tell me what they are
Echo.
using. Echo,
Who am I?
what does that do? So we have echo. Next, which one?
Who am I? Right. Who am
I,
I?
oh, who am I? Good. Yeah, that's two. Come on, man. I gave you about eight.
CLS.
CLS for clearing screen.
CD.
CD, changing direction.
Time. Time.
Time, yes, to get in the time.
Date. Was there
Date,
date? Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely. And we had directory as well. So you guys are smart people. You learn quickly. But a lot of people would find it very difficult to remember what those are. People would much prefer to be able to go on the computer and look what time it is rather than have to provide commands to find the time. Okay. Something that we also notice again, there's no visual aid. So let's say I am blind. Hmm? Yeah,
Sorry
I'm
about
blind.
glasses.
Yeah, maybe you if I'm blind, I'm 100% blind, maybe there's a braille keyboard, but remember the output is usually what? Text based. So it still defeat the purpose. The blind man now go see. So it's difficult. It doesn't provide an excellent experience for most people. All right. So let's now talk about menu driven interface. All right. So a menu driven interface is a type of software user interface where the user interacts with the computer by selecting options from a list of menus rather than typing commands. So, me want to pull up one ATM. I want to see one ATM screen. All right, good. Let's let's find ATM screen, and then we can find NCB ATM screen. ATM screen. Make sure we can see options on it. If we don't see no option, it is not one of it. All right. I want to not so great, but may I work with it. All right. We're going to look on this together now. All right. So, me no want you going to example talk about my computer have menu upon it, so therefore it is menu driven. By menu driven, It means that the only thing that fund that one thing that allows for interaction is a menu. So you know no touch, you know no mouse, you know no pointer, you know no where you can move and point. You have to select. So the key bit you have to remember there is choices. If you look on the screen, I can press 4, that's a choice. I can press 9, that's a choice. Or I can key it in up here, that's still a choice. Or I can choose go when me think me enter the right pin. Right? That is menu driven. So don't tell me your computer is menu driven. Your computer, it may have features of menu, but it's not menu driven. It's the interface. Are we good? So yeah, let's just let's just cover some of the say how I go on. Now get all I can't find my screen them again. I'm not sharp like one time. All right, cool. So here we go now. All right. No, sir. See it there? Listen, me I get all. All right. No. So back to where we were speaking. All right. So some key features that we notice when we observe the ATM a while ago, right? One key thing we saw was that options are presented in a menu, right? Which means users can choose from a set of predefined choices. So if you can go type essay on there, it is not menu driven. All right, cool. We saw navigation, right? Which when we talk about hierarchical menus, we mean that we have a main menu, but there might be some sub menus. Like when you go and you select when you select like withdraw, and then when you click withdraw, which is the main menu, then it bring up like a sub menu and it asks your amount. And what does it ask you when you click withdraw? Oh no, go withdraw money. What
Sure,
happen
it's
when you
been a
press
while.
withdraw? Say,
It's been a while.
guess, give something like amount or give one next option cancel or,
Yes,
or,
sir.
or you can select, okay, that's a sub menu. All right, cool. Whereas would we see a menu driven? Maybe a restaurant ordering system. When you walk going
The
some
kiosk in
place,
McDonald's, sir.
right, McDonald's. But me are careful with the McDonald's because the McDonald's might have a touch interface involved in it. But it's still many. It's mainly managing because you still select, yeah? That's all you do. Yeah, yeah. And that them have a McDonald's in Jamaica, Jamaica step up in a life,
Not
man.
in Jamaica, sir. Not in Jamaica.
Oh, nobody give Jamaica no bad name.
And-
You want the country no bad name. Because I don't see them never come on there. We still have to come out half a tree and turn up in a one long old line. We want woman run around sitting there. Wait for people to make their orders. All right, cool. So what are some advantages of managing? So it is easy to use for beginners. Me don't know about that. Me don't know if become exposed to other type of technology. I hate it. So in England, everywhere you go for park, this morning I went to the airport to pick up my aunt and I have to pay for park. And them have this menu driven old technology where I have to type in, key in my car license plate number, me have to pay. It's just one long old process. Me just think it boring and it take too long.
Sir, the
But
toll booths have better technology than that.
again,
Toll booths, they just have a camera.
oh. So them
They have a
use something
camera at
called
toll.
RFID chips, and then you have the RFID reader that reads. Yeah, technology is getting better. All right, but here's something though. It reduces the errors that you could make. Remember with the command line, you're typing. So you could type something wrong, miss out a letter or something, or spell something incorrectly. But when you have a menu, the option fit in. You just go and choose what's there. It's gonna reduce the amount of errors you're likely to make. And also, unlike with the command driven that we just did, that we have to remember the commands, you don't need to remember any commands, right? You just go there and make your choice based on what you actually need, all right? However, as I said, everything in life have disadvantages. There's a disadvantage. So it can be slow for experienced users. Oh, you see it, I mean that man. That's why that's why it's slow. Answer my own a problem. Yeah, I don't like it. It's slow. It's boring. All right. It's not, there's nothing enthusiastic about it. All right. Cool. It has limited flexibility compared to CLI, because with CLI, right, you can type what you actually want. When you are doing menu driven, it's just what is offered on the menu that you can choose from. Right? So you can't key in your own options. You have to select from what is presented to you. So in that case, it is not flexible. And of course, it is not suitable for complex tasks that require many options. And that we're just saying that if you have several different options that you have to go through, after a while you become tired of using this system. All right, cool. So now let's go on to the one that is on your computer, hence why you have a mouse that you can point. Now watch my mouse. You see my mouse I move? Yeah. Pointer, menu, and I can also type, I can interact. Yeah, absolutely. Graphical user interface. So this is a type of software user interface that allows users to interact with the computer system using visual elements such as windows, icons, buttons, and menus. A lot of students get this confused because when you look on your computer, like here, you see a menu, right? So, oh no, my computer use menu driven. Don't fall for that trap. Well, yeah, because graphical user interface also have that quality. It has been an upgrade on menu driven. Menu driven simply mean a source of menu, all right, with some choices that you choose from. Here you have the option of menus, but you also have pointers, you have icons, you have buttons. All right, are we good? Any clarity we need to make? Are everybody nice? All right, cool.
Good, sir.
All right, good. So here are some key characteristics you must remember about GUI, right? So the visual interaction, that's what's available. All right. That is why touch screen really has a different type of touch screen is really a different type of interface. Because no, look at this. Visual interaction. Use a click, drag, select items using a mouse, touchpad, and yeah, it might have a little feature of touch screen on it that you use, as in the case when you go down the place, yeah, on your iPad or something like that. Cool. Key components: windows, icons, menus, buttons, scroll bars, all available to you. Graphical user interface. All right. And where do we find these? Microsoft Windows. So we are now using Microsoft Windows. You, Mr. Expensive Friend, is using Mac OS. And who have iPhone? Do they have iPhone?
No,
Not
sir.
yet. Not yet. Not yet. The 25th.
Okay. Where you have Jade? Samsung?
Yes, sir.
All right. Android you have
The 25th, sir.
them. So you have Android. Suppose then you have iOS too?
My laptop. No, no, no. I have
Or you're not getting
macOS.
iOS? All right, me have
Not yet.
iOS.
Not yet.
Me have 16 Pro Max and I will not get 17. I will not fall for the temptation of upgrading just for upgrade's sake and wasting my money. Let us move on. So when it comes on to advantages of these, yeah, one, it is easy to learn and use. We all see that. And that's why I said earlier that my son at 2 can navigate his iPad on his own with no support or little support. It is also visually appealing. It more attractive. It more engaging. It make people want to do more on it, as opposed to menu driven. And that's why I'm gonna like use the menu driven system. And of course, it supports multitasking and complex operation, which means we can go and type while I listen to some YouTube. All right, I can do different things. So that's wonderful. Okay. And as I said, everything have some form of disadvantage. So this one requires more memory and processing power. What is going to happen to your electricity bill, Colton, as a result of this?
It rises and rises and rises.
Yes, and JPS shall love you and love your mama.
Oh no.
And love their money.
That's the love I do not want.
JPS will be your best friend. Right. Another thing we notice again, it can be slow for repetitive tasks compared to CLI. Let's try and see if I was trying to type up an invoice. Let's say someone bought something from me. I do book publishing. And I need to type that up. I'm going to be typing those keys up. It take me a longer while to actually get that done and save it and send to someone. Versus if that was a manageable thing that I just press one book, press order book, and just press book. Do you want receipt? Yes. Press yes. The receipt just shut up. Just give them. Right? So in that case, it is slower than CLI and also manageable. And it may require expensive hardware as well. So if you think about things like graphics pad that they used to do drawings on there, you're going to need some more expensive hardware. So that's that. All right, cool. So I think I have covered all of user interface on there, and I've placed a nice worksheet in there for you to get done in the next few minutes. And if we shall have time, we shall move on to talking about software. So, shall I ask you to take those on? I mean, why you Google one answer. You must write everything from your brain. Test your brain. Not one Google here.
Alright, it's a Google, sir. Alright.
Me, say Google.
No, sir, it's a no Google. Alright, sir.
I
I
tell
go
my
to take.
students I have an automatic allergic reaction every time they go to Google. All right.
But sir, you're saying just Google. I'm saying alright.
Oh no. I mean chat GPT, I mean any form of other aid other than your brain. I think we were quite basic today. So yeah, you should naturally challenge yourself.
New teachers don't like to see me be great.
Okay. We actually want you to be great. We want you to. That's why we challenge you. Yeah. This is just checking to make sure you are
Choice
listening.
questions.
Say again.
I see some multiple choice questions. Is that it?
Start, it starts with multiple choice. So you share those because we want
Yeah.
to practice for paper one and we want to practice for paper two. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh, and you sent the SBA.
Yes, I did.
Stress, stress.
So you have
Sir,
1 week. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have this thing on my
Mm-hmm.
laptop that, whenever I open a document, it tells me whether it's AI, if AI is detected. And
Mm-hmm.
this does say that this is 100% AI.
It is. The questions are because I asked AI to search up CXC's website and snatch some of their questions for me so that I can give to my students. And they
Sir,
have returned that. Mhm.
Sir, you reminded me of my teacher at school. You need to stop. You need to stop. AI
What?
writes my exam papers.
Oh, oh,
You need to stop, sir.
yeah. Well, I'm not one of the teachers who are opposed to AI. I'm opposed to AI replacing your ability to know. So in my class, I tell my students that look here, you get to use AI after you have demonstrated you know. Right? So, like with writing programs, for example, AI could give you the answer in few seconds. I don't have any problem if you have tried to write the program and come up with the answer, and let's say you're stuck with just one little thing that's not working, and you decide to ask AI, "What am I missing there?" Because that's no different from you asking me, the teacher, why is it wrong, right? Because you'll get an explanation and then you can fix it. You would have learned from that. It's different if I give you the question and you throw the question in and AI do whoop and give you the answer. You've not learned anything from that. So that's what I don't need. So I am not opposed to AI. In fact, I am one of the drivers telling Jamaica, say, at time for them free up the system and just get on board with it. You can't, and in fact, you can't stop students from using AI even with parts of SBAs. I don't know how they're going to stop students from using AI to do their SBAs. Yeah, I don't know, because yeah, there are some things you can do to manipulate AI. For example, with me, I don't do multiple choice questions with AI. Why? Because 90% of the time the answer is B. Because the AI is not yet smart enough to scatter the questions about the options in terms of the answer. So if you're a student who knows your teacher always give you AI test multiple choice, just always check. Just check. The answer is always B. Most times. Most of the answers are B. So the system is not as efficient yet. Then another thing with people who do like essays, like for sociology, when you use AIs like ChatGPT, it uses a lot of like M dashes on there. Jamaicans not right using M dashes. Like though they gonna know, right? Um Other things, yeah, it uses words like emphasize a lot. So it overuse some words. So naturally you know. And then the style of writing as well. Well, yeah, nothing no wrong if you have to use it to find important, yeah, as long as it's promoting learning. So I think that's what we should do in Jamaica and everywhere else. We should. Although me having a problem in my school, I ban my students from using it, period, until them reach second year in the exam year because at the moment, yeah, it replaces learning. So they think, oh, I just rely on AI. I just won't think. I don't like that. What CXC also needs to do shortly, CXC need to create a software like some exam builder software. So you could go in as a teacher and like whether get access to their past paper question without having to just print out the same old paper and do it for them. Or, what I mean, yeah, or just build fresh questions in their system. They have that like in England for people who do like GCSE. You just go in and you just build the questions in, and it builds the answer sheet for you as well. Yeah, that's why a lot of people. That's why your teacher is building AI. Yeah, just because AI will present the answers as well. So what's the name of that software, Jade?
Which one, sir?
The one that you said tell you say AI generated. I could probably use that tool to find my kids.
It's
What's it called?
called because
Don't reveal your tricks, magician.
my laptop is in Spanish, so you have to give me a second. Because I put my laptop in Spanish. Okay,
You're a Spanish major.
I put my laptop in Spanish. Yes, sir. Chat GPT zero. Well,
Chat
it's just
GPT.
GPT zero.
Oh. I wonder if that works just for Chat GPT or all AI systems.
All AI, sir. I've tried
Mm. Chat
because I
GPT
for my
zero.
um since they said that I can't use AI for any of my SBAs,
Right.
um, get ideas from AI and then put them through that and then see what I can change.
Oh.
Because it's easier.
And that's a no, but I appreciate what you're doing with that. That is called that's still you problem solving in a sense. I'm all for that. I I have a problem with a student who like we have what we have at sixth form here. It's called NEA, similar to SBA. You'll have a student who just go chat GPT the night before or whatever AI system they have and come up with a fully working, functioning system and expect to get a grade for that. I don't believe in giving grades for those. But I'm okay if a student is researching different parts, maybe look at an example of, um, maybe look at what a good sample answer would be and use that to model to make theirs. Because at the same time, you're still using some brain. I think what I'm trying to say is that we shouldn't, as teachers, be fully against the technology. Um, we should embrace it, but we need to find a way to still make students think and do. And the same thing that happened when internet came about. I think internet became quite popular around 2004, at least in Jamaica. 2004, most schools were getting it. So it was just in the lab. People are still going to physical library. I think it became widely popular about 2008, 2009, thereabout, where people now had internet access all of them house and were using technology. At that time, most of the teachers used to be against students using Google because they thought the students weren't thinking. Because when you ask students, okay, what is a dog? Them just go Google and search it up. And of course, yeah, they weren't thinking. They were just bringing back the recycled answer from Google. And that wasn't actually research. But what I would do in those cases was, okay, fine. When you go and find dog, you now explain dog in your own words. It's kind of a way of you have to change the dynamics as to how you still get students to appreciate learning, but still appreciate technology. You know, that's my view. Yeah. I was in a forum with some Jamaican principals who were saying that, yo, we are banned, we don't want our students. I'm like, how are you going to control that? The students have AI them yard. How are you going to stop them? Yeah. So is it downloaded on your, you have to pay, is it free, first of all?
Yes, sir. It is free. I don't have money like Colton.
Yeah. I normally ask that question because I have a department to run, and I normally try to use the free things so that me can spend the money buy cake and cake give my students and feed. I am pay for nothing.
Yeah,
Um,
remember that I have to use Google Sheets and not Excel because I don't have a subscription. So I don't want it to say that you don't have money like me, cause I have to explore everything because I can't do what some of you guys can do with your Windows. So don't try and you know, no, no, it's not like that. It's not like that.
Ah, I need to get this because there's a student who at my school who he has to use his computer to do his exam. But every damn answer come and me know for sure say I chat GPT that. But me can't prove it. So I want to find a way to make my case. But I can't find it. I can't find it. Jedi, I
Sir,
can't find it.
in your browser or in your browser,
Mm-hmm.
chat GPT 0, you don't see it.
I see it. Unless me not do it properly. Talk me through. Come on, young
Sir,
folks. Teach me.
just
So what would I do? Would I just go and just type chat GPT 0,
yes, sir.
which is what I've done. And what do I do from here?
Sir, it's right there with the chat
This one.
GPT logo, sir.
This one.
Yes.
What do I do from here?
Click
Just
click on the link.
Yeah, but I just open chat
Oh,
GPT.
okay. Let me just help you out.
that's not what mine leads me to Sidekicker AI.
Okay, y'all are getting totally different things. Okay, I'll just. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a Grammarly. Never mind.
Hmm. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh no. Oh no, I found it. Mine is right. Mine's right.
What
No,
do I
it
do?
leads you to wait. No, wait. Let me go back. What did I? Yeah, the same one with the Chat GPT logo.
This
It
one.
leads me to the GPT detector.
I sent the
Yes, sir.
link in the chat, so if you still haven't found it, it's in the chat.
On GPT 0. Uh,
Oh, it's in Spanish. It's in Span.
Yes, it's
oh,
in Spanish.
It's in.
she
You
sent it
can't
to
read
us in
Spanish, you know,
Spanish.
so you have to. I kind
You
of.
can choose.
Yeah, so I kind of try. Oh, I see the logo. I saw the logo on your screen, sir. The same logo. So just.
Uh, I got change that something to English.
Oh, I found the one she was. I found the one she's using, sir.
Is it this?
Yes, sir. That is it.
Oh, just paste it here, so.
Mhm.
Oh, so you're not actually install it. You just something you just search up.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But you know,
Oh, gotcha. So let me just upload my. All right. You just tell me what I'm going to do to my student. Crime and official investigation have started.
I am
Keep
so
me.
sorry. Student, if you're feeling like somebody betrayed you, it was not me, it was done.
Oh
Excuse
boy.
me. Say that again.
I said, student, if you feel like somebody betrayed you, it was not me, it was Paul.
You do remember this is being streamed, right? So therefore,
Remember,
you are the
remember,
one.
remember, gets taken out. Remember, this part gets taken out. Have you never watched the video?
No, cause I'm in every class.
You know what? I'm not even,
Cause I'm in every class, so I don't need to watch the videos.
Listen, I am pissed. I'm sending this right now to my work email to Oh Me Glad. Because I shall find out. And if it is AI generated, every grade he got so far will be zero.
Sir, give him a
I
chance to
shall
do it over. Give him a
I
chance.
shall go back in time. I shall go back in time. Me know, because I keep telling them that he is doing some spooky thing, and everybody trying to sit around and watch if he is actually cheating. All right. And we never know we have technology. At least I never checked. That's here for me.
Well, Jade,
Ooh.
you start to work it? Are you finished your work it?
I'm almost finished. I'm at number 9.
Mm.
Are you
Oh, me
finished?
too. Wait,
Are
I'm
you?
almost. I'm not doing the. I'm at number 13. I'm at number 13.
Why are you bothering me? Leave me alone.
I was
I hope he's not
I
using
was
chat
doing it
GPT.
while I was talking.
He is using.
Sir,
He
really?
is. I can sense it.
Allegations,
I can
accusations.
sense.
This is how men go to prison because of allegations and accusations.
I can
Uh,
sense it. You know, my sixth sense is saying it.
All I did was ask. I never accused you.
So questions can be taken as accusations, innit?
Possibly.
Exactly.
Mm. But that's just your assumption. I might be accusing you, and you know I'm accusing you, but you cannot prove it
Don't.
because it's just calling questions. All
Okay,
right,
sir.
nice. I think what we're going to
No,
do for the evening, I think I don't want to go back to any more theory. I think we covered bare theory. Keep it lively. Let's go back to trinket probably. Did I start using if else statement with you all?
if what?
If else.
Sir, I don't think. Do we have to go back to drink it, sir?
We do. You're gonna have a programming part in your
No.
SPA to do.
Sir, that I can do on my own. That would be fine. But like
No,
now,
no, it will not be fine. You need to learn. Jade, did what programming language do they use at your school?
Repeat, sir.
What programming language do they use at your school?
I don't know, sir.
Stop it. You're in year 11. You do not write programs.
No, sir.
How, how so?
Because my teacher does not write programs, sir. He decides that he wants to talk about real life problems instead. We had a whole class. We had a whole 1 hour and 45 minutes based on Melissa and what she did to Jamaica.
Wow.
oh wow.
Interesting guy.
Very interesting.
I should look him up on Facebook.
His name is Roger Lawrence.
Roger Lawrence.
Yes, Roger
So, sir,
Lawrence.
side note, my team is neither winning nor losing, so I am partially glad
What
Why are
are
because
we
we
then
talking?
talking?
Why are we talking about football?
because
Exactly.
Es-
Why are we talking
es-
about?
I just felt like it
especially
need to
your
be,
team.
sir. I felt like it need to be brought up because it's 0-0 against Leeds, and Leeds beat Chelsea 3-1, and then Chelsea beat Barcelona. So like I feel like
I,
it's
Do you not watch Jamaican?
correlates.
I
him
think
this.
Sarah
Correlates.
can't see that it's blurred. Yes, that is his bald head. That is him. That is
Why
him.
are all IT teachers bald? No offense. No offense.
Where? Where? I don't know what he's talking about. I got
Sir,
my
you're
hair.
getting.
I'm
Sir,
getting there.
sir, with my hair, I consider that bald.
You have
But
here?
Yes,
but
I
that
have
be
hair.
but that business your teacher run.
Yes, sir. He
Simple.
also has he also has YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, and I'm pretty sure that one of our classes is on that YouTube channel. Um, what else does he have? He has everything. He has Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
So you have
and he posts
TikTok,
videos
yeah.
on every.
TikTok. So much followers you have.
For every On a regular basis, I deal with a lot of business persons who are in a
So I know schooling, I know IT supposed to talk about, I'm gonna talk about business. YouTube, let's see what I'm going for it. 2 years, 739 subscriber.
commercial. The SIM is concerned, there will be a single SIM module and a dual SIM module
That is
with
him.
combinations. Now, let us turn our attention to the memory storage and cameras.
Oh, that's him.
I didn't even have to see him. I heard the voice.
Oh,
Heard the
probably
voice.
probably a cell phone, you know. All right, let's do some programming so that when he's ready for class, you have some basic understanding. Is it? Cool. Um,
Mhm.
so I think most Jamaican teachers use Pascal. As I told you from beginning, I think it's boring, and I don't endeavor to go back to talking about it. I think it also have a lot of rules that you could avoid by doing in Python. Much easier. So I wanted, did we do something using something like this? If else, did we?
No,
Did
sir.
we? Sure.
No, sir. I'm
Okay.
sure I would have remembered
All
this.
right.
I don't know.
Cool. All right. So let's say I'm gonna write a program that prints. So
Print.
write a program that prints happy if the user enters yes and sad otherwise. All right. See if I can zoom this up so we can see. All right. So basically, yeah. So I think the last time we did programs, we were focused mainly on writing programs that were sequence, and by sequence we mean the computer execute them in order. That's how you see these numbers, meaning line one, line two, line three. That's how the computer would execute these codes. Now we wanted to move up to get more programs to actually do decision. I am pretty sure that your SBA will require you to use if if else statements to require you to do some form of sequence. I think your SBA will use list in it, so there are a couple of things we will cover. And I know it's going to use some form of loops. So this is just second step on the journey there. So let's just say, for instance, yeah, let's say I create a variable called response. I'm just going to do what we would have known already. I would have had input, yeah, and let's say I type a question, are you happy? Are you happy?
No,
Yeah.
sir.
Wasn't a question.
I'll give you a chance to respond when you type it up
It
on.
is a question in the prompt, so therefore I
Not for
answered the
you.
question.
Not for you.
Yeah, but I still answered the question though,
You don't need
even
to
though I wasn't
answer.
sure. But I did.
I don't know what we're going to do with your content, but I think you're fine.
Sir, with how my team is playing, I don't know.
I think you should watch McGrath play. One of my friends are playing
What?
with the team.
McGrath. Oh, McGrath. Oh, them.
All right. So let's kind of look back at our problem statement, right? Because the first thing you have to kind of do when writing a program, you have to have a very clear problem statement. Your problem statement establishes what is the input and what is going to be your output. So if you read this, it says write a program that will print happy. That's going to be our output, right? And then it says we will print it also tells us that would print happy if the user enters. So this tells us what the user is likely to enter, yes, or it's going to print sad if they do not enter happy. So we are trying to get the computer to be able to make decisions, all right, or to make a decision based on the person's input. So initially, we taught this earlier when we say all you do here is to we're gonna ask the person to make our input here. You guys will be familiar with that from the first class, our first two lessons. And then based on what they see, we're going to type where it's going to display. So if you look on this side, when you run the program, and if I type yes here, the expected outcome is that it's going to print happy. If I rerun the program and type anything else, maybe I type no this time, yeah, it will print sad. So the program looks like it's working efficiently. All right. But let's prove a problem here with it that it's not working excellent. What if I just type blah blah blah? What do you think is going to print? What will it print?
Blah blah blah.
Sir, oh no, sir, I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, please tell me after. What is it going? What do you think this will print? Look at the statement here and tell me what it will print. It will print one of those.
Sad, sir.
It's going to print sad, right? But that's actually not working effectively. So we can fix this by specifying exactly what needs to be printed if it's going to do no. So we change the elif here, change the else to elif. Response is equal to no, print sad. Now you have to end your if statement. Once you have an elif, you have to end it with an else. And then for everything else, we could print invalid input, something like that. We could do invalid input. Okay. So now this is a more accurate way of solving this problem. Notice now, oh, what have I done? Oh, missed quotation. Notice now, if I went ahead and I type yes, it prints happy. If I enter no, it prints sad. But if I am foolish and type something else, it should say invalid input. So whenever there's three or more output, you use if elif, and then if I had 10, I would have probably 10 elifs, right? But whenever there's two possible output, you would just need if or else. I'll give another example after this. All right. Any question about how this is working at the moment? Hmm?
Wait, sir, why do you need the else after elif?
Okay. So, all right. So this one checks if the person enter yes.
Yes, sir.
Then it does this. But there's a possibility that the person could enter no. So if it's no,
Yes.
it does this. But now we want to check that anything else he types, anything else that is not yes
Oh,
or no, it
okay. Yes,
says
sir.
invalid. All right,
Yes, sir.
good,
Yes, sir.
nice. All right, cool. Let's do another one, but this time we're going to write one that prints the larger of two numbers. So write a program that prints the larger of two numbers. All right. So again, I'm going to ask the person to enter a number, right? So I'm going to do num. I'm going to put int because
67, sir.
second,
Oh, The number 67.
So enter a number. All right. So we're going to do the same thing this time around, right? If I'm entering two numbers, there can only be two possible states. It's either this number is larger or this one. So there's no need for me to have an if else. I can just have an if and an else. Let's show you. So if num is, oh, we're going to enter two numbers, right? Good. So we need two numbers. So we probably need to enter a number and we will do another one. Because we're going to take in two numbers and compare them. I'm going to call this one num2. And what I'm going to do is if num1 is greater than num2, we want it to print num1, comma, is the largest. Got it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if num1 is not the largest, which one is?
Num2.
Right. So in this case, since you can only have two options, oh, we have a problem. What if one is equal? What if they're equal? So now we have to do
Do an
another,
elif.
yeah, we have to do another check, right? So if num2 is greater than num1, we are going to print num2 is the largest. And then what would be in our else statement? So if none is larger, what do we print? If none of them is larger, what is the next output? Come on, guys. If I enter two numbers and neither is larger, what's the output?
Why is this so doing all of this?
Say again. The
That's
numbers are the what? Are the same. Would you not agree?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. I
Yes.
said yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to comment out these ones up here because I don't want them to interfere in my next program that I'm going to run. And I'm going to run this. So if I enter 5,
Yes, sir.
4, which one should it print?
5.
5 is the largest. Fabulous. Let's run it again. Let's enter 3 and 4. Which one is going to print?
4.
And 4 is actually num2. So it's going to print that. Okay, good. What if it's what if it's 3 and 3? What's it going to print?
The
What's
numbers are equal. The numbers are the same, sir.
There you go. Now that test works. Sounds good. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Now your time for a project. Your time for a question to do. So write a program that takes the heights of Jedi and Colton and print the tallest. Your job. That's yours. Solve that for me, please. Quite similar to the second one. but you can't. I'm gonna keep those as examples of what you stuff. Okay. So write a program that takes the heights of Jade and Colton and print the tallest. Mm-mm. Liverpool and Elica 1.5 lucky wins. Okay, the one player that is scoring goal for them.
Hugo Ekitike, sir.
Right now, no need. No need to go give. No need to go give. The team when come from name again, and I'm saying Antrack, Frankfurt, or whatever, and Frankfurt. I don't need to take back, go back for the money from Leverkusen and go tap up the money when you pay for your TDK. Yeah, and Kabak refund. Go back for Newcastle for a refund. But right now, trust me, the youth where them have a Newcastle now is doing much better than Isak. Isak is the biggest downgrade I've seen in my life. And I tell you, Darwin Nunes, as bad as him, be that scored 2 goals by now. Guys, what happened to Adam? Finish.
Almost, sir. I've
Okay.
hit a problem.
You said there's a problem.
Sir.
Send me the link. Hmm, okay. Mhm. Okay, I'm here now. So, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. First thing I want to do is to change your variables.
The height? Okay.
Yeah, to represent what they are. Because one of the first things we do in programming, we want to name the variable based on what they are. Which means that everywhere this is, I'm going to. Oh no, what is that's not that's a J height. It's gonna make that J height and J height and J height. And then I'll make C height. All right, let's go now. Let's see why. there. See it. Can I not spell? Oh, they got back one now. Here we go. Hey. So Jade is 8 feet.
4'11",
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep.
and I'm 10,
You'll finish.
and I'm 10.
Mm.
Sir, really? 6 foot? Really? But then again, 6 foot is a decent height.
Yeah. Nice.
The height that you are at now, midget.
Oh no, what happened to my computer? Can you guys see
Hush,
me?
hush, hush.
Where did circle? Okay.
Cool. Did you get it working now, Jade?
Yes, sir.
Good. Nice. All right. So as just keep practicing at this. I for the SBA work this week. I know you have done your SBA already, Jade. So I have placed a work in there separate for you. So I had you in mind as well. Yeah. And that one says students not doing SBA with us. So you got some Excel work to practice on there. And that's in the SBA folder as well. And Colton, I would love for you to complete or do majority of um your Excel SBA over next week. Yeah, we have another catch up class on Wednesday, I think. Did you get database, Colton?
I told my father, sir. He said
Second?
soon. I told
So,
him Wednesday.
okay,
I need it by Wednesday or Saturday the latest.
okay. All right, cool. Nice. So yeah, if you get that, we'll go right into doing some access. If not, we'll try and catch up on some theory back for next week. Yeah, right. There we go. So yeah. So that's it. Any question for me? Well, good today? Think
Already
clear?
at work.
So do you think Cherokee is Manchester City's best player right now? Or is that
Can't
Foden?
be. He's our flamboyant player. Yeah, he makes all of us want to watch football, but that doesn't mean he is. I think what's his name, Gonzalez, is our best player right now. Oh my
Hmm?
gosh! Did you see that? It's now
Hmm?
2-1.